deck. Nightmark! Dead set! Swift as death wings! Again! Undead! For the shadows! Deathly swift!
Get her! Powder wet!
Meet your doom! Time to die! I will move! Vive l'assault! Die!
Take that!
Their end looms! Maelstrom, empower me! Annihilation! Come, Noctilus! I do not fail! In death's service, blood will spill!
Alright, that was kind of easy. Archaon, I think, casted that flaming head, a fire head spell 3 times. Got a lot of kills, of course, but the thing is, eventually it just doesn't really matter that much. Alright.
Northern Sea Guard. We will obey.
Orders received. We will obey. Northern Sea Guard.
Spearmen. Acknowledged.
For duty.
Silver helms.
Ulfwan Mage.
Archers. Acknowledged. Eagle Claw. Orders received.
Without fail. Spearmen.
Understood.
For duty.
Eagle Claw. We will obey. Asa, move!
We go. Northern Sea Guard.
Eagle Claw. You're in there! Without fail. Eagle Claw. Death to all. Assyrian willing. Death to all. As you say.
Loyal. March. For duty. Swiftly.
We will obey. For Assyrian. You're in there. Understood. Acknowledged. We advance.
We away. Following orders. Quickly now.
For duty. Asa, forward.
We advance.
It shall be done.
We will obey. As you say.
Scython, hear me!
Make of one proud. Archers.
Ulfwan Mage.
Onward.
Archers. For the Ever Queen.
Understood.
Northern Sea Guard.
Sunfang lusts for battle.
Understood.
We will obey. For duty.
Archers.
Northern Sea Guard.
Archers. Can I be praised?
Winds of magic rise!
For duty. Apace. Loyal. Death to all.
Swiftly. Heir of Anarian. For the king.
Assyrian willing.
Advance. For our ancestors. For duty. Assur, advance.
Loyal. Without question. Ancestors.
For the Ever Queen.
Eagle Claw.
Orders received. Assur, attack! Silver helms. No mercy.
Ulfwan Mage. Lakoi Soraya!
Understood. Loyal.
Asa, advance.
Silver helms. To the fray! As you say. Agreed. Make Ulfwan proud. Destroy them. We advance. Moving out.
Spearman!
As you say!
It shall be done!
Forward. Men Louis! Araya, Men Louis!
Oil! Eagle Claw! For the king!
Ulfwan Mage. Lakoi Saraya!
Sword of the Asir!
Ulfwan Mage.
Attack!
Attack! Loyal! Go!
Silver Helms! Lothern Seagull! Orior!
Araya!
We will obey! It shall be done!
We away!
Spearman! For duty! Acknowledged!
Battle calls!
Attack!
By Assyrian! For the king! To victory!
Asa, attack!
Champion of Alaria! Alariel! Quickly now! Attack!
Efua! Bend to my will!
Onward! Assure Warrior! Annihilate them! To the fray!
Ulfwan Mage.
Eagle Claw! We will obey! Heir of Anarian! Sinner! As you say! Oriol! We away! Northern Seaguard! Can I be praised? Kill them! As you say! It shall be done! Eagle Claw! Northern Seaguard! Kill them!
Understood!
Servant of light! Steel!
Asa, advance!
Your repair! Northern Seaguard!
I kind of feel like High Elf against Wood Elf is very interesting. I feel like I want to jump back to Techless simply because with Techless you get so much things, you know. You get a net, and you have the regrowth, and you have Flock of Doom, and then you can Effect Foe. These are all very good spells. But with Tyrion, you simply get pretty much whenever you pick Tyrion, you basically go for Son of Anne. So if I still wanna go with Tyrion, let's play with Tyrion and the High Mage. High Mage. I think I want to go with Tempest, since Tempest is so good, or I can ditch that. Get spears. Get. Hey, how's it going, Gringo Ironhide? Are you Tizu? Yeah, I was just trying to build a list for high elf against wood elves, because I just played a game. Did you just join? I can show you the replay which I played like 10 seconds ago. Well, this is the list I took, and that's my opponent's list. I mean, he took Durthu, which is questionable, but all to all, I think Wild Riders and Way Watchers really performed very well. Yeah, we just go through the replay then, and then I'm just gonna try to make this list better against Wood Elves. Alright. So basically, right from the get-go, he's using those Way Watchers to just try to poke my silver shielded spears, which is not gonna go well for him for sure. And then I'm using my bolt thrower to target the Durthu, try to get rid of him, and then just doing a bit skirmish back and forth with my archers against the Way Watchers, and that's a Flock of Doom which I dodged. And then here, let's slow down here. So he has 3 Wild Riders on the flank, and these Wild Riders got a really good flank charge into my spears, and I casted a Apotheosis to try to just basically keep them alive. And then infantry is about to engage. I engaged these 3 infantries and then pull 1 back to deal with here, because he has 1 more experience on the flank. And then in the center, as you can see, Wood Elf range units are just too good. Like all my archers are basically half health already. And then these Wild Riders are fighting my spears, which is not ideal for him. And I used Tyrion, popped stand your ground, popped everything, and I charged my silver hams with shields into this engagement here. And meanwhile, I'm just trying to return some fire into those archers, try to use my archers to get rid of their archers. And one of the Wild Riders actually got taken care of pretty easily, I should say. And then there's a big soundfire. Watch that soundfire just absolutely demolish that entire unit. And I even put this unit back a little bit just to make sure, not that many models die. And then there's more Flock of Dooms on my archers, which is really good. And I casted an Apotheosis to keep the archers alive. And then use these spears to engage the flank spears. And basically there's 1 more Wild Riders trying to wrap around into my bolt thrower. And then here, basically just trying to survive here. Durthu is at half health. I'm still targeting him with the bolt thrower. As you guys can see, this Durthu is actually very, very hard to kill. My bolt thrower and all my archers are targeting the entire game, and he's still just doing what he do the best. So he's definitely a big boss. And here, my front line actually kind of crumble. All my spears are gone. Now, basically, these Wild Riders are having a field day into my archer block, and then respond by pulling back my silver hams into this engagement, try to get rid of them. And I think Durthu is gonna die pretty soon, but I still have this Wild Riders just ping-ponging between my infantry units. And then there's a huge charge into the back of the loading sea guards from the Wild Riders, which is really good. And all these archers are focus firing into my silver hams. I cast another heal. And yeah, I think as Durthu dies and these Wild Riders die off, my opponent decided to quit. And that's the game. I wouldn't say that's an easy snipe though, because as you can see, I spent all my ammo on my bolt thrower, and it was just enough to kill Durthu. And if he didn't send the Su in that early, the Su might leave, you know. And on my roster, pretty much the only thing can do damage to him is my bow thrower. 2 dragons and a Laria, 4 1-9s, 1 Archer, 1 11 Reavers. The thing about Dragon against Wood-Elf is that Wood-Elf has these Way Watchers, and you really need to beware about Way Watchers. They can absolutely demolish your dragon. Like, a good player will never put Way Watchers on auto fire. They always focus fire and do the fire manually. And if your dragon actually got like shot into the face by 3 or 4 volleys, the dragon is just gone, and that's like $3,000, 3,000 gold. And about white nines is that white nines trade really well. I mean, they, as you watch Tisu's string as well, basically white nines are very efficient, trade down and trade up. But the thing is, Wood Elf doesn't have any good infantry. You don't need white lines because nothing on Wood Elf roster has armor. So your armor piercing damage doesn't do you that well. Like, doesn't do you that good. You better off just use spears and bring a lot of them. And then the other thing is, these Northern Sea Guards are very good because they have 22 ammunition. They can shoot a lot of arrows, and the other thing is they have very good melee stats as well, as you can see, and they are anti-large. So normally, if you go Spearsmen and Northern Sea Guards, let's say, as your bulk of infantry, paired with archers, you should win against Wood Elf, like Wood Elf archers, because normally you have more ammo. I'm not too sure that if that makes sense, but from my experience, because I played a lot of games against Wood Elves, and I found that these units are very cost efficient. And even against the likes of War Dancers. War Dancers are another example. Like, these guys are just like Forsakens, but with more melee defense and more health. So they trade really well against pretty much all no armored, no melee defense troops, but not against spearmen. Because against spears, they have the martial prowlers, which makes them somewhat between 45-ish melee defense when the fight starts, and that's when War Dancer is gonna struggle. Like, one War Dancer unit costs 800. Of course, they're gonna win against a spearsman, but they're gonna take a lot of HP damage as well. They're not gonna just demolish spears. They're gonna fight spears, and then they're gonna have like 1/3 HP left, which can be easily dealt with your archers and stuff like that. So, I'm thinking about which lord should I bring, because I think Tyrion is really good, because I can basically just use Songfan and Heart of Avalon. But the thing is, Tyrion is very expensive, and I also like Tactless in this matchup, because you can use Ephibling Foe to help you win the engagement, and you have the Flaming Sword to deal with all this physical resistance, as you can see from War Dancers, and even the unit, which we need. Yeah, there you go. Sisters of Thorns. They have like 40% physical resistance. If you don't use the Flame Sword, they're gonna just sit there and tank all the damage. Plus, they can debuff you guys. They can buff their own troops. So all these physical resists are very painful to deal with, but if you pick Tackless with Flaming Sword, you can actually deal with it quite easily. So normally I would go something like, because all these spells are very good, but I don't have that much wind to cast everything, but I'm probably gonna take these 4 spells. And I don't think I'm gonna bring these. Nope, I think that's what I would bring. And then I'm gonna bring 1 bolt thrower. What's that? Oh, you mean the Shadow Warrior? You mean this guy? Yeah. I don't know. What's good about him? He's always on foot. Hiding. That's useless. This is useless. No spells. It's just the archer, I think. With 45 melee defense, 65 melee attack. Snipe. 300 range, I see. 300 range. He can fire while moving. He has the stalk ability, right? Does he? Can he hide? No, he can't. But he can fire while moving. 30 ammunition is really good as well. I guess he can do damage to enemy lord. Like he can somewhat deal with dragon and Durthu. But I would still prefer Tackless, to be honest. I think Tackless just brings more value. Like you can use Equipping Foe in an infantry engagement or a cav engagement to help your units to win that engagement. And also you can use Flame Sword to deal with physical resistance. And you can use the regrowth on your maybe Dragon Princess to just basically heal them. Shadow Warriors, the thing about Shadow Warriors is that I don't like them. I think they're overpriced. Like, let's compare them with Wood Elf Deep Scouts. Alright? So, obviously, Shadow Warriors are good in melee, which we don't care. Because the reason why you want to pick Shadow Warriors is because you want an archer can shoot while moving, right? So Shadow Warriors has more melee but less ammunition. Yep. Same missile damage. A little bit more armor, but costs 150 gold more. To me, that's just not very impressive. And also, they're gonna die to Way Watchers and Archers. Trust me, they're gonna die to Wood Elf Archers. Because if you spend 850 on an Archer, when you can just spend 475 and do the same job. Like these guys and these guys are amazing when you pick them against Wood Elves. They can trade with Way Watchers, they can trade with Diffuse Scouts, they can trade with Glade Guards, and most likely they're gonna come on top because for the armored ones, the 40 armor actually means a lot, and they have 24 ammunition. Thanks TC. appreciate. So I think I'm gonna go with Tactics and of course getting a mount. Get that's it. So let's get some infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get some archers. I think I'm gonna get some Northern Sea Guards first. Get 4 of them. Get 2 archers. 1, 2. And this is a very good situation because I'm pretty much done with my infantry, and I still have 3,351 gold left, which means I can almost afford, yes, I can afford 2 Dragon Princes. This is actually huge. Or most likely I think I'm just gonna go for 1 Dragon Princess, Fireball. These guys needs no further introduction. They're just at the top of the food chain. And then from here I can get 2 more Northern Sea Guards, or I can get a bit better infantry. Let's get 2 White Lions. I think this is gonna be very solid against Wood Elves. So, which means I need to dump something. I really want to keep the net. So I think I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I have to give up the armor. Alright, let's save it. High Elf against Wood Elf. Save. And let's play more games. Yeah, I think Life Mage, Heaven Mage, Sound Fan, Heart of Avalon, very good combo. Because when the thing is that if you pick Tyrion and you got all the items, it's gonna be very expensive already. And then if you pick 2 more casters, then your army is gonna be somewhat small, and you might just get swamped by Wood Elves. TK. I don't want to fight TK with High Elf. Let me think, which faction should I pick? The thing about TK is that they have very shit infantry. Their infantry is just really bad. Let's try Chaos. Alright. You know what? I can try Dwarves. I think Dwarves will do really well against TK. Let me find my Dwarf list. I think this will do really well against Tomb King. Right, let's go. Let's go with this setup. Yeah, I can play Orcs next game. I can use Orcs against pretty much everything except, let me see, except Lizardmen. I think Orcs just get countered so hard by lizards. The main reason I want to play dwarves is because Tizu is here. Let's check my opponent. Yeah, this game is for you, Tizu. Thanks, Gringo. Appreciate. By the way, I lost a game against Orcs when they picked Gringo. I think Gringo nowadays is just really good. Alright. Let's get our bolt throwers in position. Let's get our troll hammers. I love these guys. They're my bread and butter now. Whenever I play dwarves, I just like to pick these guys. Alright. Get some zombies on the flank. Take the heal. So I just realized I only have 2 slayers in this competition. Get our rangers here. Vanguard deployed, maybe. Alright. Get our lord here. Group the infantry. Put you guys here. Alright. Everything is good. 679. And everything's hiding except this skeleton chariots. That's kinda new. I'm just gonna sit here, I guess. There's pretty much nothing I can do for now. Why bolt throwers? Because they are so cheap and they are anti-large. They do armor piercing damage, which means they can deal with Tomb King's constructs very well, and they can kill chariots as well. So I think they are very good pick in my opinion, but I may be wrong. We shall see. Alright. Oh, you see? That's what I'm talking about. You got these sneaky tomb scorpions. Alright. I'm gonna give this tomb scorpion some surprise for sure. Actually, I'm just gonna use these 2 to deal with that and get my... There you go. Fire into that. Get onto those Ushabi. You guys really need to kill this scorpion faster. You guys go back to here. And there you go. You shoot into there. You shoot into these guys. You shoot into. There you go. That scorpion just died. Lord going in. Slayers in position. Slayers in position. And you guys keep pounding on that chariot unit. Counter-charging to infantry. You really need to get rid of that a little bit faster. And I need to do that onto these guys. Get my long bears in position. And you guys can kill the queen now. And you guys need to fire into them. Counter charge. And you guys counter charge into those chariots. Same thing goes with you. And let's give the queen some surprise. Yep, she's gonna get surprised. Alright, chariots are gone. Everything onto the queen, I guess. You guys need to go back to your boat. Come on, there you go. And get onto the queen. Get onto the queen. Look at all these directions. Alright, let's do some flanking maneuver with my slayers. There you go. Is that necro attack? Okay, I see. Oh, let's do some flanking maneuver with you guys. Come on. Shoot, please. Alright. How did you guys get to here? Kinda need to get rid of him. There you go. And then after that, come back to here. Kill that local attack. You guys focus on the queen. You guys kill that. You guys come here. And there you go. GG, I think. Yeah. I have no idea how to spell that. You shan't E. You shan't E. Alright, yeah, like this is gonna be a typical Tomb King list you will face on the ladder against when you pick dwarves, because this consists of melee infantry and lots of chariots, lots of monsters, so you have to have an answer for that, and the bolt throwers are the best answer pretty much, because let's check how much they cost. I think they cost really good. Let me see. Dwarves. Where's dwarves? Here you go. You see, 550. You get such a unit. It's just value, you know. When you get 3 of them and focus fire everything into one target, that target is gone. And then the other thing I like the most in dwarf roster is Iron Drake's Trollhammer torpedoes. Trollhammer torpedoes are just, I think, it's the best unit on the dwarf roster, because these guys can melt down anything. Everything you send into these guys, they're just gonna melt them down. They're gonna melt down Lord, they're gonna melt down Dragon, they're gonna melt down any monsters, they're gonna melt down any armored infantry, any non-armored infantry, everything. So if you pick some, like if you pick maybe 3 Trollhammers, and normally you're just gonna win the game, like by default, in my opinion. Chosen of the god to get rid of Trollhammers. Not really, that's the reason why you need to pick bolt throwers, because bolt throwers will get rid of Chosen of the God before they actually get rid of your troll hammers. Does that make sense? Like the 3 of these guys focus everything into the Chosen of the Gods, and Chosen of Gods is gonna just vanish in 3 to 4 volleys. I tried that numerous times, and use bolt throwers against those Yushan E great bows. It's always a good trade. It's always, you're always gonna come on top in terms of gold and in terms of efficiency. Let me just quickly see where the Tomb King is. There you go. Like Chosen of the Gods. Okay, 1250 unit, and they're just gonna die to 15. But you're not only gonna pick one Chosen of God, right? You're gonna pick a couple at least. So let's just say you have 3 of these, and they have a range of 255, and these guys actually has a range of 340. Before you even get close to the bolt throwers, you're gonna lose the Chosen of Gods. They're just gonna die, and then you have like a 2v3 situation, and then you trade blows. Remember, you have to be really lucky to hit your projectile directly onto the bolt thrower itself, because normally you're just gonna throw your great bows, like your volleys, into the crew, and I don't give a damn about the crew. Like the crew can just die to maybe 3 models left, they're still gonna fire the bolt thrower into your face. So I think it's just always a good trade. And then I'm just gonna load my list again. I think there you go. You have 3 of these and 3 of these, and you just eliminate the situation where you're gonna lose 2 great bows because you pick the bow throwers, and then anything comes close, you just kill them with your troll hammers, as you can see in the replay, which we can just go through right now and to see just how exactly those monsters die. Because as you can see, my opponent actually picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, actually including the queen. That's 6 units are acceptable for troll hammers to kill, and just watch how fast they actually die to troll hammers. Alright, just gonna run triple speed, and he actually Vanguard deployed a Scorpion at the back, which I spotted. Alright, let's check here. The Scorpion comes in, and I'm targeting him with the bolt throwers and my Iron Drakes. And then I think he charged into my Longbeards at some point. Right now, as you can see, there's not that many volleys. There you go, that's a big volley. And it's just chunking this Scorpion down so fast. And then as soon as these guys focus fire into him, he's just gonna die. And there you go, another volley, and bam, he's gone. I would say that's 4 volleys in total. Alright, those Yushan E comes in, and they're stuck with these Longbeards. And I'm using troll hammers to fire into them. Watch just how fast they're gonna die to troll hammers. And this unit is half health already. And there's a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin onto the regiments of Renowned Tomb Guards. And that unit of monster is gonna die already. queen comes in and engaged with my slayers, which is not an ideal situation for him. And then this chariots coming in from the back, and one Ushami gone, and 2 of them gonna follow. There you go. Chariots gone, and at this moment I can just maybe use these 2 infantry units to defend here, but instead actually peel them off to, you know, basically try to make a flanking maneuver. But as you can see, with those guys being taken care of, my Longbeard is gonna win against those the skeleton warriors and tomb guards. I have no question about it. And then I focused everything into the queen, which I shouldn't. Like, a better call would be use my Trollhammers to kill the remaining monsters first before I get onto the queen, but still, just watch how quickly the queen gets taken care of. I'm still targeting everything into the queen. And she's about to die. I think with the queen die, everything just crumbled to death. Two halberds, 1 great weapon chosen, 2 chosen shield. Even chaos? Let me see. Which unit are you talking about? You mean chaos? You mean chaos against dwarves? So basically, I think chaos against dwarves favors chaos, simply because of 1 unit, which is Chaos Warrior's Great Weapon. So in a ladder situation, if you want to face a dwarf player, you just go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these, because this is the limit you're gonna get on the ladder. But if you're in a custom game, you just go this, and you're just gonna win. But if you're on a ladder, it's a little bit tricky, because you can only bring 6 of them, and then you have more money to walk around with, and you need to beware about gyrocopters, because if dwarf go with a couple of gyros, normally what happens is you're gonna win initially, but because dwarves are very stubborn, they won't rout. So in the late game, in the 4th quarter, those gyros will basically screw your day up. So you have to have something to deal with that. Normally I would pick a couple of these guys, or maybe I will pick a couple of these guys, and they're just gonna basically get rid of gyros. And also, if you use a caster lord, if you like use a chaos dragon and with a death caster, you can just go spirit leech. The reason why you want to go spirit leech is exactly why I mentioned before. You need to spirit leech the gyros to get rid of them. And besides that, your Chaos Warrior's Great Weapon is gonna kill everything on the dwarf roster whatsoever. But you have to pay attention to dwarf range units. You need to have a lot of chaff units, maybe these guys, maybe these guys, or sometimes even these guys, to wrap around and to occupy dwarf units, so that your Chaos Warrior's Great Weapon is not gonna die to Trollhammers, it's not gonna die to Thunderers and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty it. Against vampires, which faction against vampires? like against vampires are very specific about which faction you're picking. Let's do one more game, and we can discuss that after this game. Chaos. You know what? Let's discuss. Chaos against Vampire. Alright, from my personal experience, the only thing on the Vampire roster which can provide a challenge is these two units. And then with the new patch, you also need to beware about this unit here. So, you need to find a way to kill, like if, let's say a vampire roster, like if, let's say a vampire list consists of these two units, you need to prioritize in getting rid of them as soon as possible. And there are a couple ways to do it. Mostly, I think you need to go air heavy, which means you need to bring a Chaos Dragon, either a Lord or a caster, but you need a Chaos Dragon, and you need to have these skirmishers to protect your dragon so that you can come on top. And a good vampire player normally will go with a couple terror guys as well, so the infantry is going to be very small, because they know that his infantry cannot fight Chaos infantry head on. Like Grave Guards gonna die to Chaos Warriors so bad they don't even provide a challenge. So normally they will go air heavy, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna either go Exalted Hero and go Manticores, or you can just spend these guys to protect your dragon and getting rid of those terror guys first, and then kill the Vampire Lord. And one giant is okay, because Vampire has a tendency to lose to monsters because they have no range. They can't kill a giant really fast, and you can go with one giant, but again, giant doesn't kill all these units I mentioned before. So which means giant, the only value you bring the giant is to kill the infantry, which your Chaos Warriors can do the job just well. Your Chaos Warriors will win you the infantry fight. So you don't need a giant to do that. That's essentially what I mean. Trolls, yes, trolls very good. You can get armored trolls, very good, and it's still the same. It's still the same scenario. You don't need trolls to win the infantry fight. You need something to get rid of Blood Dragon Vampire Lord and a Zombie Dragon. You need something to get rid of the Mortis engine, and you need something to get rid of Terror guys. All these units need to die as soon as possible, and trolls and giants, they are good at killing infantry. They are not good at killing all these units. Yes, I understand that, so that's why I'm trying to keep it as informative as possible, because I had like a lot of games, a lot of online games experience, so that's why I'm saying that the goal in this matchup is to get rid of these guys. And what unit on Chaos roster are capable of doing that is essentially Cavs. But the thing is, Cavs are not anti-large. Like, you don't have anti-large Cavs on Chaos roster, so Cavs are secondary choice. The best choice are these Marauder Horsemen Throwing Axes, because they do AP damage and they can fire while moving, which means if you go 4 of them, and if your opponent is not careful, they're gonna kill them and they're gonna do the job. And also, if you want to go hard, you can go Kolok. Kolok is anti-large, and Kolok is a pain for vampires to deal with. And you can normally, if you go with Kolok, you want to go with another Dragon Ogre Shaggers. So I would say if you pick 2 Shaggers and you pick 4 Marauder Horsemen, and then you just go something like Chaos Warrior's Great Weapon, and then you still have some gold left. Maybe you need a caster, get a Death Caster. Oh, that's the Lord. You want to get a caster. You can either go metal or death. If you go metal, you need to go normal horseman instead of armor piercing horseman. If you go death, you need to go armor piercing throwing axes. And you can either get him out Manticore, but on a chaos state also will do the job. And then you don't want Fatal Buna in this matchup because the priority is to Spirit Age these guys. Or you can even go with a fire on a Manticore. And the reason why you want to pick a fire is because you want to spend fireball onto the Mortis engine. But that's kind of risky because you may die. So normally I will pick death. And just go with Spirit Age, and you don't need all these because you only cast 1 spell, so your Wind of Magic is gonna be enough. And then you have 600 left. Maybe you can go with 1 Aspiring Champions to provide encouragement for all your Chaos Warriors Great Weapon, because undead factions are actually very good at terrifying your units away. So I think this is gonna be a solo list. There you go. I think if I want to fight VC, I would go something like this. Hell Cannon doesn't do any damage to all these units. Again, trolls, giants, Hell Cannons, all very good at killing infantry. But the thing is, with Chaos, your infantry is already very, very strong. Your Chaos Warriors with Great Weapon is basically the most cost efficient unit in the game. They can trade down, they can trade up, and they always come on top in terms of gold. No matter what you throw at them, they're gonna be more efficient than you. So basically, you have the best infantry in the game. You don't need to add more stuff to help you win infantry fight because you're already gonna win it. Especially against VC, because VC infantry is kind of mediocre against Chaos. Alright. And that's about that discussion. Let's play a few more games. Hopefully I can put this in action for you to demonstrate exactly what I said. Which faction you play normally, Gringo? You play Orcs and Chaos? I can play a Chaos again. I can play a Chaos game for you against High Elves. Hopefully I don't lose. Alright, Chaos against High Elves. Let's play this troll build and see how it goes. Actually, I don't feel like playing this comp. Let's just play chaos, where the chaos is strongest. There you go. Alright, chaos and orcs. Well, I played both factions and I had a lot of games with them. Alright, he switched to Skaven. Let's try my chaos against Skaven list. I think chaos against Skaven is really chaos favored. Like, I literally never lost a single game against Skaven with chaos, and it's all because one unit which is chosen, and you will see why if he stays Skaven. Alright, let's ready up. If you want, we can play some practice games after this one. In the game, you can add me, and that's my ID. You can just look me up and add me, and we can do some practice match. And after that, maybe I gotta go to have a dinner. Alright. Chaos Bomb. Chaos Bomb. Oh, you mean I brought Chaos Bomb? I don't think I brought, but the Regiments of Renown Chaos Bomb is very good. The normal ones are pretty bad. Don't pick them. And when you want to pick the Regiments of Renown Chaos Bomb, you normally want to pick Regiments of Renown and Forsakens to pair with them. And I'll show you why after this game. Alright. Let's get Chosen's ready. There you go. And maybe get these guys on the flank. Get these guys on the flank as well, because these guys are very fast. 3 and 4. And we're all set. 600, alright, 663 units. I think that's a tiny army for Skaven. Normally a proper Skaven army would be like 2,000-ish units, because they just have large unit number units. So I'm thinking about his spamming a lot of monsters and stuff, and we'll see. Sword of Chaos, very good, but very expensive, so normally I don't pick them. Alright, that's actually pretty good pick. Let's push in, and hopefully we can get rid of them straight away. Push you in as well. You guys get into the flanks as soon as possible. You guys get the front line engagement going. So basically, you don't want to pick these guys. The Stone Vermin helps against Chaos, because especially you don't want to front line them. They are really shit at holding the front line. Alright, let's get some magic. those catapults actually did a lot of damage. Alright, that's really a small army. I don't know why. I don't think he even spent all his money. Maybe some death runners. Ah, there you go. That's what's that? A Sanson. Alright. That's a cannon, and let's go in, and you guys go in as well. Let's cast that right here. Alright. You guys get onto them. Charge. Alright. Good, good. We're pushing in. And we're pushing in here as well. Let's get you there. There you go. You go there. And let's get onto Lord Stroke. And I think that's it. And you need to be careful about those guys, because Assassins can actually kill Caesarea very well. Alright, let's do one more rear charge here. And basically just swarm these guys. And that's it. That's exactly how you're gonna do it. That's a chosen unit. Get onto those death runners.
So be it. We want their eyes.
Alright, you get onto those death runners as well. Get onto them. Get onto these guys.
So be it. So be it. Running.
And do one more ping pong. There you go. And let's do another debuff right here. And do another charge here. You guys get onto those assassins. You just, because these assassins just gonna chase your Caesarian, and you have to be careful about it. Not gonna let your Caesarian die to them. I think right now is about the time I win. There you go. So OTO, it's very easy, but I don't think this guy picked a very good army. Yeah, he needs to aim for the he needs to aim for the chosen, and he didn't. But even if he aimed at the chosen, the remaining chosen is most likely gonna do the job as well, because these stone vermin helps. They're not gonna do anything to chosens, especially on the front line. You just never do that. You just pick a standard stone vermin with sword and bolt to against chosen, I guess. But I mean, chosen is the universal regard the best infantry in the game, so you know. And you have very good kills on the Chaos Knights. Those kills are amazing. And yeah. So the reason why Chaos is so strong against Skaven is because on the Skaven roster, nothing can touch Chosen. Literally nothing. You might say Red Ogres, but if you try the test, you will know that Red Ogres they're gonna do some damage, but they're gonna die to Chosen as well. So on this roster, the only thing I can see is if you use the Plague Priest, you get a Plague Ferns, and you just debuff the crap out of Chosen, and then you stroke with this ability, Road of Corruption, and you just use your magic again and again and again on the Chosen block, and just basically kill them with your magic. Besides that, you just can't physically kill Chosen off with your roster, and that's the reason why. Yes, you can use your back line. You can use the the guns, the AP missiles, but the thing is you have no calf, and Chaos have the calf to get rid of your back lines. Alright, that's Beastman. I'm not very confident at taking on Beastman because Beastmen are very strong. Let me see what I should do. I can do Chaos again against Beastmen if you want. Yeah, let's try another Chaos game. I think I have a little bit lag here for some reason. Oh, there you go. Orcs, I don't feel like using Orcs against Beastmen, and I'll tell you why of this game, because it has a lot to do with Bastigors and what's called, like the artillery. The dude with one eye and throw the rocks. You just can't deal with those guys. And like the thing is, the only thing because it's because those guys and Bastigor Herds. Bastigor Herds with the buff, they actually are one of the best unit in the game right now. They can beat Black Orcs a lot of times. Yes, Cygors, yes. Cygors and Bastigors and Centigors. So if you pick Centigors, like the skirmish ones, the axe throwing ones, and then you have a lot of Bastigors, you pick a Cygor, it's very, very rough for Orcs to deal with, because Orcs doesn't have anything, like doesn't have a good answer to those things. Alright, because I'm gonna attack, and I really don't like this. I guess I'm just gonna do this. Then I'm gonna get my helps at the back. Get these guys on the flank. Get these guys here. Get you here. And I'm just going in. There's no Cygor, right? Yeah, no Cygor. That's great. No Cygor, we just go back here. And we do some skirmish before the fight. No Cygor, no Centigors with throwing axes. Wow. And those spears are with no shield. Well, that's not a good pick against Chaos for sure. So right now I'm just gonna shoot into the spears. I mean, they have no shield, so they're gonna take a lot of damage. And Minotaurs with shield. So these guys actually has silver shield, which is very good. That Manticore is not gonna do a lot. And we just wait here. Reserve infantry. And we're just gonna deal with the Manticore. Did he land? Yeah, he landed.
So be it.
That's when I charge. There you go. And focus fire. And he's gonna die. Just like that. And then I'm not gonna stay here for long. Let's go back a little bit. And there you go. Alright. The front line is about to engage, so I need to come back. And I need to get my Trojans in position. I want to cast a Fate of Buna onto the Bastical Hertz. There you go. And I want to send in these guys to deal with that. Meanwhile, I need to deal with these guys. Let's mogul the Shadow Grave. Alright. You guys going from there. You keep cutting. That chosen unit is gonna get peppered down so fast, but there's nothing I can do about it. You guys go get a real charge. You keep cutting, please. Cast a Spirit Leech onto those Minotaurs. There you go. Really need to focus fire into those Minotaurs. Kill them. There you go. Alright. You guys come to here. Alright. And start killing those Minotaurs. And you come here. Ready to cast another Spirit Leech. You come back a little bit. Alright. And kill those Minotaurs. Keep cutting again and again. You guys, there you go. Those Trojans gave up, so you guys need to sub in. There you go. Alright, there you go. And he stopped chasing me, so I need to get a counter charge. And then you can fire into those giant. There you go. Because I got a counter charging, so most likely I think I'm a little bit concerned about this fight here. But all to all, I think I got this. This is actually pretty hard to deal with. Alright, I need to get that. And go in, kill the giant. You guys keep going around and keep shooting your ammunition. And kill the Deathcaster. Kill the Deathcaster. You chosen unit get back here. You have a unit of chosen coming back. Same here. Alright, let's get a charge onto the Deathcaster. Get a Spirit Leech in. You guys be ready to sub in. Alright, that's a good charge. Very good charge. Get away. And you guys just go in. Same, go in. and you guys come here to mop the floor. You need to cyber charge into the mogul. You guys need to fire. There you go. Fire into him. Alright. There you go. You two going there. You two come here. There you go. There you go. Everything. Surround them, rout them, and GG. Alright, so as you can see, that's a very good list because those Minotaurs and Giant, those Minotaurs has silver shield. I'll show you. So, where's Beastman? Beastman, there you go. Those Minotaurs are very capable of killing infantry and they have silver shield, which means they are very, very hard to kill with missiles. And then Giant, of course, Giant are very good at killing infantry. That's why my Chosen actually having a hard time dealing with them. But the thing is, I just, as you can see the game, I just focus fire into these guys. You have to focus fire, kill these 3 units. And once I kill all these 3 units, basically that game has been won. But even though I killed 3 of them, 3 of them combined killed a lot of Chosens. That's why the game actually went a little bit rough. But I'm glad I win. I'm gonna actually save the replay. I think that replay is very educational. I'm gonna save that. Alright, save the replay. There you go. And we just go over it, and that's the one. Gringo, do you want to play a few games? Ever wonder why they are so accurate even though they're... Yeah, because I think one eye is better for aiming. Because when we aim, when we use the gun to aim, we actually close one eye and only use one eye. So I think one eye in the nature is good at aiming. That's my theory. Look in the woods. You mean the trees here? Because the moment I saw this like bulk of like just monsters and infantry, I know that he's not gonna go for anything sneaky here or here. Yeah. Like if he's gonna vanguard anything here or here, and most likely gonna be Sentinels and Encore Herds, I'm gonna just basically defeat them with my infantry. So I don't really worry that much by retreating into the woods. Instead, I need to focus on like deal with the Ferromantical. Like as you can see, my lord is on a Ferromantical as well. So actually, I'm a little bit concerned fighting Ferromantical one-on-one, and both times I'm charging into him is when he's not charged at me and I can get a charge off. That's when I can get a charge bonus and do a lot of damage onto him. Anyways, so let's triple speed and see right about here. So that's when everything gonna happen. So everything is gonna engage. I counter charge with my chosens as well, and then I'm peeling back my lord here to get a fatal Buna onto the Bastigors. There you go. And those Minotaurs charging onto my chosen. So there you go, that's the fatal Buna onto the Bastigo Herds. And this combo here, the Minotaurs and Bastigo Herds, is gonna kill my chosen really fast. So I also peel back all my range units to focus on kill those chaos spawns and those Minotaurs. And then I send in my chaos warriors with helps to kill those chaos spawns as well. Same thing here, I'm using my chosen and my chaos warriors with helps to fight the giants and Bastigo Herds. Triple speed it. And then after chaos spawn, I'm just gonna kill the Minotaurs with shield. After he went down, I'm just gonna peel further away here and start killing these Minotaurs with shields. But it's not easy, as you can see. As you can see here, one of my chosen unit actually completely died out, like 8 models left. So I have to send in my spare unit to help them and to kill Minotaurs. Meanwhile, even though I got a chaos warriors with helps here, as you can see, the giant is really good at killing infantry. Like, even though he's fighting helps, they still kill helps like just paper. So that's why all these guys actually make my front line suffer a lot in this game. Zoom in on units with skirmished. You mean zoom in onto these skirmishers and watch them throw javelins? Yeah, as you can see, they just throw javelins and kill these Minotaurs, and then they peel back in. And now they're gonna focus fire into that giant, as you can see here. Meanwhile, my lord is actually 1v1 against that Ferromantic on the air. And there will be another volley. There you go. And another... Oops. Let's cancel the zoom. And here another section of my army broke down as well. So both my flank Trojans and Chaos Warriors with helps gave up because those monsters just doing their job. So I have to retreat a little bit with my skirmishes and use this unit here back here to deal with Mogul, the Shadow Grave. Well, it's really good to get some nice cinematic shots, but the thing is, if you want to be tactical, you actually need to zoom away to see exactly what went on, you know what's going on. And then here I think I had a really good charge onto the Deathcaster. There you go. That's okay, but it's not that ideal. And then I think I just had a pretty close victory. And there you go. Alright. So let's talk about this matchup. I used to do this matchup a lot. Orcs against Beastmen. Alright. So Orcs has some really good archers, really good skirmish archers. Beastmen have arguably the best missile cavalry. Centaurs with throwing axes. Like, the thing with Centaurs are they will never fatigue, which means they're always fresh. This is like the best trait in the game. The one other unit has the same trait, It's the Regiments of Renowned Longbeards from Dwarf roster, and that's it. And against orcs, these Centigores, the normal Centigores, are actually pretty good as well. Again, they have perfect vigor, they can just run forever, and they are so fast. And if you check orcs cavalry are so slow, like 60-ish. You will never catch those Centigores, and Centigores just gonna ping pong between your ranks and just make your day sucks. And the other thing about what I mentioned is Cygors. Cygors are amazing. As I mentioned before, they are so damn accurate. They kill infantry, they kill cavalry, they kill pretty much anything with a size of 60 plus. And then you have Minotaurs, of course, but normally you don't need them because you have Bastical herds. Bastical herds are amazing. Like for their gold, they do the job, and they are one of the most elite units in the game. And that's pretty much it. So basically, because of these units, orcs just really doesn't have anything to deal with these units. And another thing in this matchup is Harpies. I forgot to mention, Beastmen actually get access to Harpies. Where are the Harpies? I'm pretty sure they have the Harpies. Monster, yeah, there you go, Harpies. The thing about Harpies is they're not large, and what I found out is actually the orc boy beacons, they can lose to Harpies. So basically a 600 gold unit can effectively kill one of your 950 unit with pretty much full health. So that's really good. Harpies, Bastical herds, Centaur throwing axes, Cygor. It's what you want to bring against orcs, and it's like this is one of the few matchups where orc really struggle against, in my opinion. Alright, so Gringo, do you want to play some games with me? If you want, we can play 1 or 2 games before I just end the stream and go have a dinner. Try your build: 3 trolls, 5 chaos warriors, and 2 skirmish, 1 giants, and silver. Sigvard. Let me see. Yeah, sure. I can play your list against you if you want. You can bring whatever faction and whatever list you want against the list you created. I think that would be something very fun. So get Sigvard, get. I see you're on your phone. So let me comment on your list. All right, 3 trolls. Is it armored trolls or just trolls? 5 chaos warriors. 2 skirmishers, 1 giant, and Sigvard. Okay, 2 skirmishers, 1 giant. You still have a lot of gold left, so maybe let's do armored trolls. And then what caster you want to get? What caster you want? Deathcaster? Taking both Spear Leash and Fatal Buna. Get scroll shielding. And still have more gold left. So maybe get AP ones. Firecaster. Okay. Do you use Fire Cloak and Flaming Sword? Or are you actually taking Burning Head as well? Rank on the Trolls. Okay. That's it, I think. Alright. So, depends on the situation though. Like, this list will be very good against high elves, because high elves really struggle against trolls, but now high elves have Sisters of Avalon, which does magic damage and flame attack and good missile damage. So that would be a problematic for Chaos Trolls, and I'm just not sure, because for me, I have a tendency of not bringing Giant. As you can see, the Giant in the last game did really well, but the thing is, it's still just gonna die to skirmishes. Like, how do you prevent your Giant dying? That's the main question you need to answer, right? Because most factions will be able to deal with the Giant. I think this list can be very good against VC though. Yeah. Let me think. If you take out one troll and then you put this guy on foot as well, and you don't take Burning Head, squeeze in one more Giant, maybe, and I just need to find more gold. Don't need Kindle. There you go. 0 gold left. And I think this is gonna be amazing against VC, to be honest. You need to try this list against VC. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for VC to deal with, for sure. Ah, but Giants can't hide in trees though. Did you see that? People will spot it. Like, do you remember the game when I played against the Tomb King guy? When he put the chariots in the forest, he thought everything of his army was hiding, but no, I can see that. People can see your Giant. But the thing is, if you put the Giant in the forest, even though people see him, people can't really deal with it. So yeah, if you just camp in the forest, I think this is gonna work very well. Very, very well. But if you actually want to go out and expose your Giant, then I don't know. But this list against VC is a whole different story. I think it's very good. Again, you need to use your Giant to focus on killing Graveguards. You don't use your Giants to just click on those Mortis Engine and try to squeeze through the units and stuff like that. Shagas, yes. That's why against VC I like bring Shagas, but Shagas are more expensive. And you need to switch Sigvald with Kolik in that case. And back to the topic I just mentioned. So you don't need these guys, and you don't need trolls. A better situation would be use these guys, because they can kill VC infantry without trolls, and use Shagas, and you get more skirmishes. Gets 4 of them. and then you're gonna do this. You're gonna just do the same, basically. These guys gonna kill VC infantry. These guys and all these guys gonna kill all the important stuff from VC. So yeah, that's just my opinion, and you can just try both lists and see how it goes. But normally, if you do 2 giants against VC, it's very good. It's really good, because VC really struggle against giant. One of the only faction struggle against giant is VC. Yeah. Yeah, because the giant doesn't have cut hide in the forest. Alright. Anyways, I really got to go now, have the dinner, and hope you guys enjoy the stream, and I'll see you guys next time. If you like my contents, please consider to subscribe. And for now, Oracle Boss is out. I'll see you guys. Peace.